to talk about the importance of understanding that you have a right to be whatever it is that you want to be. And so, at the end of the day, as successful as you want to be, as successful as you want to take it, as high as you want to go with whatever it is you're trying to do, you can do it. And see, the biggest thing is that we got to always remember is that at the end of the day, sometimes the biggest person that's holding us back is ourselves. Most of the time, the biggest person that's holding us back is ourselves because we'll find every reason and every excuse for not actually getting things done, or we'll find, every little thing that comes in our way, makes it a distraction for us. It could be a distraction to us um, for us to, let's say, have a phone call from a friend. Some people was watching TV too much. Some people it's being on your phone too long on social media. And just keep in mind as we move forward in 2020, you got to ask yourself every night when you go to sleep. Are you satisfied with yourself? Are you did you push yourself enough today? Are you happy with the things you did when you go to sleep? Are you pursuing the things that you said you wanted to pursue in 2020? Are you doing the things that's necessary for you to have the outcome that you want? Because if you're not, tonight, right now is the time, today on the 22nd, to check yourself and say, hey, it's the 22nd day of the year. This year is a leap year, so we have 366 days. Where do I stand on my journey of 2020? Right now, currently in 2020, am I pursuing the stuff that I want? Or am I doing the same thing that I did in 2019? Am I making new relationships with new people? Or am I dealing with the same people that didn't yield anything from me for 2019? It's a very important thing that you want to make sure you're paying attention to in your life because all of this time we don't get back. I remember when I was um, going to school, probably a lot of you that are watching this video, most of us been out of school almost 10 years, and it's like almost unbelievable to believe that because we're on our own skin, right? So since we're in our own skin, we don't really see that aging or that growing or, you know what I mean, kind of that disconnect from time. They don't even take FCAT in school anymore. Like, for real. They don't even take, like, the kids, these kids aren't taking FCAT, and now we're the ones that are out here sounding like the ones from back in the day. It's like, oh yeah, well back in my day we didn't take no school, and no all of these 5, 6 tests y'all taking. We only took the FCAT, and the kids looking at you like FCAT. What are you talking about, right? And think about the progression of how things have changed, and so. At the end of the day, my whole thing of what I'm saying to you now is that if you want to change, it's going to happen anyway, right? Change is going to happen, but it's more so on the physical side. You expect to see that happen. But if you want to change your mind, if you want to change your thinking, if you want to change, obviously the results you have in your life, you have to look back the last couple of years and say, hey, what patterns am I continuing from the last few years that are carrying over into my year in 2020 that may result into the same exact experiences that I received a couple years ago or last year? And you have to find a way to cut that out of your life, period. And the reason why is because it becomes toxic. If you don't, it becomes an environment that is not conducive for success. If you don't, see, I remember back in the day there was this well, I wouldn't say back in the day, it sounds crazy, but it was a couple years ago. I did this company called Organic Gold. I sold some coffee, right? Just to keep, let's keep it simple. I sold some coffee, and by selling coffee, it taught me a lot because I had some experiences, and one that kind of rub elbows and eat dinner with some people that you know have that are much older than you at the time when I was 19, but also have a lot of experiences that where they can teach you some things that you would learn as far as finance and wealth goes. And so, um, the whole point of me even bringing that up is that when I was younger, one of the things and one of the principles that I learned was the fact that at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you are making sure that nobody, say for example, the people that you've had inside of your life this entire time, maybe they're in your cell phone, maybe these people are, maybe they're your close friends. Just monitor them. make sure that everybody is going forward and moving forward, because it's something called a crab in the barrel syndrome, right? To where, you know, if you're trying to make it out and you're trying to leave, and maybe you have other people around you that aren't, inevitably they're gonna pull you back. Inevitably, it's just innate. It's in nature. It's gonna happen. You know, that's why they call it a crab in a barrel syndrome, because at the end of the day, it's like a crab in a barrel. They're gonna pull you back because they don't want you to move forward. And so these might be people you care about. We might be talking about family, right? But and I'm not telling you, oh, you know, your mom is a terrible person or whatever, or, you know, granny's a terrible person. So don't ever deal with them. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying there has to be a season of separation where you go and do the things that you need to do to make sure you're successful. And then that way, when you come back, they have nothing but good things to say. Or they have nothing but, I'm so proud of you to say. And even then, at that point in time, because of the person you become, you can kind of spend some time around them, but you still kind of have to limit it. And the reason why is because when you come from, let's talk about somebody who does drugs, right? If somebody does drugs and they get off of it for 10 years, if they have that influence around them, they've been doing drugs, let's say, for 30 years, and they get off of it for 10 years, you're going to still have that influence of those previous 30 years if you're doing the drugs. So it's the same thing if you stay around those same influences for a long period of time, even after you have, made it to where it is that you want to go, to your ideal of success, because success is nothing but, you actually attaining your goals to get to where you want to go. If you're striding after your goals and you're going after your goals, you're already successful. And so, if you allow yourself to be put back in the environment to where it wasn't allowing you to be successful, then inevitably you're going to expect, right, to see yourself decline. So just be very mindful of, everything that's going on around you, whether it be with the people, whether it's with your family, whether it's with yourself. Check yourself, because it all starts with you, right? I mean, arguments. Think about it. People can't argue by themselves. You have some crazy people that will try to, but if you continue to allow it to go forward, then yeah, it's an argument. But if you allow that person to, just talking to the neck is satisfied, then it's not really an argument. It's just them being irrational. And so you have to understand that. And so, yeah, that's just my message for you today. Guys, make sure you're monitoring your circle. Make sure that when you go to sleep at night, you're making sure that, hey, I'm doing everything today. I laid it all on the line. I did everything I could to attain my goals. I did everything I could to obtain my success. I did everything I could to make sure that I was the best me that I could be today, so that tomorrow I can pick up where I left off and I can continue to move forward stronger, building a better person than I was yesterday. All right, guys. Once again, this is Kevin. Thank you so much for your time. You guys have a good day.